Hello, this is Danny from Danny Design Studio. Thank you for watching again today. We're on day 10 of the 12 Days of Christmas series. And if these videos are something you like and would like to see more, then please like and subscribe by pressing the subscribe button at the right hand side of the screen. And then you'll be sent notifications of when I upload and you won't miss anything. You can also catch up on past videos. And if you haven't got a demonstrator, I'd love to be your Stampin' Up demo. I'm based in the UK and you can join my team, and we'll be having lots of team perks starting in January 2021. So get in touch if you'd like to know more. Now today we're going to be doing this little project. This is, I call my little gingerbread cookie box, and this has got a little window in here. Now you'll notice last week last time I did this little project, and the window was through the die cutter, but I'm going to show you how to do this window on your trimmer. So it's slightly different because it's slightly bigger, and you can do it in two different ways. So as you can see, it's got little gingerbread in there, and that's wrapped in cellophane, and then I'm not going to take the bow off because I'll never get it back on. You've got a little tag, and the dimensions are 7 by 4 by 2. So all the metric measurements are going to be on my website as well. So let's get started with this, and I'll show you what I'm actually making the project with. These are the lovely Snowflake DSP, and I'm using Snowflake Wishes, the dies, and Misty Moonlight. So this is Misty Moonlight cardstock, this is the base, and this is the top that we're going to be doing. So let's start with the base first. So the base is 11 by 8. As I said, all the metric measurements are going to be on my website. And then you're going to score that at 2 inches all around. So I'm going to use my trimmer. So this is the cutting blade, so I want to get that completely out of the way. So 2 inches, finding my 2 on this side, and this is my scoring blade. Well, it's not a blade, it's an element. So it's fairly simple and straightforward, this box, and once you've got all the measurements and everything, it's really quite easy to do. So that's your scoring on your base, and I'm going to do my scoring on my top, and that is cut a little bit bigger, so 11 1/16 times 8 1/16 metric is on the website. And then I'm going to score at 1 inches and 2 inches, and that again is all on all 4 sides. So you get the 1 again, take your blade completely out of the way, because I know when I get distracted, it's so easy to actually get the blade and cut it accidentally. So 1 and 2 inches, and that is because it's going to be a reinforced lid, because the base is cut and made out of cardstock, which is slightly thicker, and the lid is actually only paper. I can just about see that I've done it all. Right, so then what I want to do, I'm going to just burnish these slightly, only so that I can see it a bit more. On patterned paper it's so difficult to see these score lines, and what I want to do next is to create the window, and if I can't see these score lines very well, it just helps me to see what I'm doing. So this little middle bit here is where I want to create the window, so I can see it a little bit more, not very easily, but let's carry on. So the next bit, you want a ruler and a pencil. Where's the pencil? So take my trimmer, actually no, sorry, take your pencil first. I think I'm going to have to do it on this side because I can see it better. So in the middle I want to create a little window, so I'm going to just pencil in a 1-inch little pencil mark from that inner rectangle. So 1 inch from this side, 1 inch from that side, 1 inch from this side, and again turn it round 1 inch. Now then I'm going to just draw a little pencil line in there. So again, from this side, all the 4 corners, really, 1 inch from each side, because you need a guide to know where that rectangle is going to go. So then I'm going to just draw and line up those pencil marks. So there we go. If you can see, you've got a little rectangle within your rectangle. So this is the rectangle that you're going to cut out, all of that. So then what I do is get my trimmer, and then I'm going, you've got your scorer now, you don't want that. You want your cutter, but don't put your cutter down until you're ready. So the cutter, let's take this out and I'm just going to show you. The cutter has four little ridges in there. It's got a little arrow and 4 little ridges, and those line up to these lines, or they can do when you want to do something like this. So I'm going to line that up with that line here, and obviously that is going down the groove. So what I've got to do is I'm going to line that pencil line in the groove of my trimmer. So I'm just going to test this. I'm going to get my cutter right out of the way, and I'm just going to test whether I can see that pencil line in the groove, and I can. So then I lift that up, line that up. Now this has come out. Line that up with my pencil, and I'm going to go down to my other pencil mark, and I'm going to move it along, shuffle it along until, make sure that this is right at the top and flush at the top. Line that little groove up with my pencil mark, push it in and go down. Same on the other side. I'm going to make sure that that pencil is in that groove. It's flush at the top, and it is, so I'm going to line that groove up with that little bit. Now sometimes I'd rather it go under than it go over, because I can always cut this bit, so don't worry. It's very hard for me to see because I'm at an angle, I'm not facing over this, so that I can see it, because the camera's in the way, so I'm having to judge it from an angle. But when you do it, you could probably do it better than I could. I can't quite see as well. So there we go, you've got that little bit. Now just going to cut that slightly so you can use that for something else. So there we go, you've got your little window at the top. So then you can cut out, because I've done it on the inside. If I had done this, the pencil marks on the outside, obviously you'd have to rub it off, but because I've done it on the inside, I'm going to leave it as it is. So in all four corners you've got 4 little squares, and I'm going to cut up this one and then this one up to the second horizontal score line, and then notch into that a little bit, and then this little square you're going to notch in as well, and just put an angle into this one, into the horizontal line. So you've got 4 squares, cutting up this one, cutting up the second line, notching into that one, cutting straight across, notching this little square, and you're doing this all the way around. So you're going to do this in all 4 corners, and I'm going to speed up the video now. So that is sort of a picture of what you get. So then you're going to just, these little tabs here are what you're going to put your little sticky on. So I'm going to use tear and tape for this, and I'm just going to put it on these little tabs. You can either use tear and tape or Stampin' Seal Plus, but I've run out of Stampin' Seal Plus and I'm waiting on an order, so I like tear and tape as well. It's just a little bit fiddly, but I will speed up the video for this as well. Now I've got a window sheet that's 6 times 3.5, and I put tear and tape on these tabs here, and then these flaps are going to go inwards, so I put tear and tape on here, but I haven't taken the whole of the tear and tape off, only because it all gets in a sticky mess, and you'll find that if you take it off too soon, it'll just be sticking everywhere and you'll get very frustrated. So I've then put the tear and tape on that little frame of the window, and I'm going to stick down my window sheet, and when you put your glue on, try and put it near the window, not too near the edge, but in the middle, because otherwise you'll get a bit of sticky all on the outside. So then I'm going to put my box together, and I forgot to take this off, so that's going to be lined up on the corner there, and I'm just going to do all these 4 corners first. And then you'll notice that it's easier to just take that little tab off and get your bone folder, and then pop the inner half in and get a nice crease down there with your bone folder. And again, you're just going to go round all the sides and do exactly the same. There you go. So that's your top, the top of your box. Now we've already scored this, the base of the box, so we're just going to burnish this. Just realised my table must be on a little slant because all my tools seem to roll every time I put them somewhere. So then it's exactly the same procedure. You've got this little square, you're going to cut down, and then this is your tab. So you don't want to see the end bits, so you cut it at an angle, and I'm just going to go sort of clockwise around the edge. This is by far the easiest bit of the project. And last one. And then again, these are your tabs that you want to put your tear and tape on. So I'm just going to put the tear and tape on exactly the same way, and I will speed the video up at this point as well because it gets boring otherwise. Right, so then I'm ready to make my box up. So again, put it on a flat surface, go round, lining up the corners, and there we go. Easy. Right, so then, because we made that slightly bigger, the base of the top, it can neatly go over, and there we go. So now we've got to do our little tag. So when we cut our top, we've got a strip left over. So that's 2 inch, and I'm going to use this little delightful tag topper. So I'm going to pop it in there and line it up at the back, and then that's the top of my tag. I'm going to I'm not going to cut it at the base just yet. I have used Snowflake Wishes, and I've used the little dies, so many snowflake dies for this, and there's a whole load of lovely snowflakes in here, and I think I've used these two already. So I've already cut that out on the die cutter. Yeah, these two, and they're quite cute, but you could use bigger ones or whatever you would like to choose. So what I have done, just to shimmery it up, this is on Whisper White cardstock. I thought it'd be nice to shimmer it up with the Wink of Stella brush. So just going to put it on a bit of scrap, and this will just make it quite nice and sparkly. Well, it's not sparkly because I don't like too much sparkle, but I do like a bit of shimmer. And we have got this little lovely balmy blue glitter paper, but I didn't think it went with the Misty Moonlight as well, so I thought I could just shimmer this up. And I don't know whether you can see on the camera, but it just gives it a little sort of pearlescent look, and I think that's quite nice. So I don't know whether you can see, quite nice. So I'm going to wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to carry on with my tag. So that is going to go to the side somewhere. So I want to do my sentiment probably either the same, Snowflake Wishes, or I'll do this one, Snowflake Wishes. So I'm going to mount that in Misty Moonlight, because that is the colour of my cardstock, so it all matches. And then I'm going to do it on the side because it doesn't go, it's obviously too wide, isn't it? So it's going on the side, and then I know where to cut my card. I'm just going to reach out for my trimmer. Go. So then 2 little snowflakes, going to put it on, mount them together with some glue dots, but underneath the bigger one I think I'll put a little dimensional probably. Right, still drying, but that sort of looks quite nice there. Remember, your ribbon is going to go there, and you could do a little bow, but I just need a little stamping dimensional. Oops, got about 3. That will go under here. I've actually just cut a big dimensional, but we do have some mini dimensionals. Just going to raise that up a little bit so that a bit more 3D. finish it off with some little rhinestones. Three, I think, just to glimmer it up a little bit. And then what I have got is this lovely polka dot tulle ribbon. So just going to attempt to do a bow. So leave myself enough to do a bow. And then with this, it's I want it to go sort of in the corner really, because I want my little tab to go to the side. Sorry, can't seem to speak and do something at the same time. Right, I'm sure you'll get a nicer bow than me, but there we go. It sort of gives it, I love this tulle ribbon because it's like it's already got snowflakes on it. So you can either stick that or you could use the in colour ribbon as well. So let's just try and attempt to do that like I did on the first one. So what I've done is you can either use the tulle ribbon, but sometimes it's easier to use a thinner ribbon. So pop that in there. And then that sort of goes around the bow. And then you've got a sort of like a double bow, because when you put it on, you can just knot it. And then once you're happy with it, just cut these other bits off. At an angle. There we go. These are the little snowflake wishes. Little gingerbread cookie box, or you could put other cookies in it as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that project. Until next time, happy stamping, crafters. If you like this video, please click the like button below, and please subscribe and select the bell icon to all to receive notifications of when I upload. Thank you.